Hi everyone, this is Cheryl Brumbaugh-Duncan, and in today's class we're going to learn how to create an web page using HTML5 and the new tags that are present in HTML5 for creating page structure. You can see here that I am in Dreamweaver, and I'll go ahead and create a new page by coming up to my File menu and choosing New. This will open up the new document window, and I want to make sure I'm on a blank page and my page type is HTML. My layout here is none, though if you look clear down here at the bottom, you'll see that there are two templates that Adobe put together for you to use with HTML5 in the Dreamweaver CS6. But we're going to create our page from scratch, and that's what I'd like you to do for assignment 7 that is assigned today. So we'll choose none, and then always make sure that you've got your doc type set to HTML5. And you can see that that's what I have, and that's how you can create an HTML5 page. I'll go ahead and say create, and that will open up a new document here. That's HTML5. And if you look over here on the far right at the code view, you'll see that it starts with doc type HTML right up here in the code view. And that's the indicator that this is an HTML5 page. Now I'll go ahead and start creating my document layout through the new tags. And the first tag we're going to create is the header tag. Now in CS6, there is no built-in HTML5 functionality for adding these tags. But in the Dreamweaver CC version, there is, and you'll find it over here in your Insert panel. If you click the little layout here button, or the button up here for the menu for the insert layout, you'll see a structure option if you have the Dreamweaver CC version. And if you choose structure, you can see here I don't have structure. And this is CS6, but in the CC version there is, and in there you'll find all the tags for creating HTML5 layout or structure in your document. But for our purposes, over here in the code view, even though we don't have HTML5 for the CS6 version, we can still create it. And this should work as well for your CS5 Citrix version. So I'll go ahead and create let me delete these. I was in the wrong area. I'll click over here in my code view, set my cursor underneath the body tag, the opening body tag. And to create the header, I'll go ahead and type in the caret and then header. And you'll see it types in just fine. And then immediately I'm going to create my closing tag by typing the caret and the / and notice that it automatically, Dreamweaver automatically adds the closing tag at that point. It knows what I'm trying to do. So I just created the header tag, which is a new one in HTML5 for header areas. The next, I'm going to follow it up with a nav tag, which is for navigation. And again, immediately I'm going to create the closing tag by typing in the caret and the / and Dreamweaver creates the rest. I'll go ahead and press return. And then I'm going to create the content area for my page. And in this, I'll go ahead and create a section tag to hold a aside tag and an article tag, and I'm going to wrap it in a section tag just like I would if it were a regular div tag that I wanted to wrap those two tags in. So I'll go ahead and create my caret, and section. And again, I'll close this tag and it automatically creates the closing section tag. Now I'll set my cursor right in between the two section tags. Press return to create a couple times return to create area in between these two tags, because again I want to wrap this tag around an aside tag, which is kind of like a sidebar, and then the article tag, which holds content. So I'll go ahead and start off my aside now with the caret. Type in aside, and again go ahead and close it. Dreamweaver automatically adds that tag. And then I'll go ahead and put in my content, or not content, excuse me, article. And again, close it. Then after my section tag, I want to create my footer tag. So I'll position my cursor after the closing section tag right here, press return, and then I'll go ahead and type in footer. Close out my footer tag, and there we have it. I have the structure for a page. Now on my screen you won't see much of anything, but I'll go ahead now and use some CSS to create a little format of these new HTML5 tags. So I'll create a new rule by clicking the new rule button, and that opens up the new CSS rule dialog box. I'm going to set my selector type to tag because these are tags, HTML5 tags. I'll go ahead and type in header to format my header tag first. I'm going to keep my my CSS in this document only, which means it'll be an internal style sheet, and that's okay. I'll keep it as an internal style sheet for this demo. I'll say OK to this, which opens up the CSS rule definition for the header tag. And here, what you need to do, and this was part of today's lesson, is set the block category, the display property, to block, so that I'm saying these tags I want to have a block display so that we can see them and start using them just like a div tag. And then I'll come up here so we can actually see them and set a background color of a light yellow. And I'll also go ahead and add a border just so we can see it here of what they're doing to solid 1 pixel and black. When I say OK to that, you'll see on my screen that it formatted the header to have the background I chose and a black border, and it goes all the way across my screen. Now here's my style, my internal style sheet right here in the code above the or actually nested in the head area of HTML. And over here in my CSS style, here is my header rule. Now last week we learned about how to group rules, and I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to group all these new tags to have these same properties that you see here, and I'll click on header so I can get into the actual name of the rule. Type in a comma because you use commas to separate grouped rules. Type in nav, comma, section, comma, aside, comma, and article, and footer. Oops, spelled that wrong. There we go. And then when I click away, you'll see that now up here we have everything showing with the same characteristics. It's looking awfully dark, but that's just the border coming through based on all of these elements scrunched together. Now I can go through and start setting up some rules to work on setting up a layout. And we'll look at that in the next video.